Campus's Campus and Community Interest Radio magazine. You can call Kutztown Live at 610-683-4859. And now, your host for Kutztown Live, Juliana Jablonski. And welcome to Kutztown Live here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Mike Regensberger here during the summer for Kutztown Live. Juliana Jablonski, of course, was our host back in the spring, and she probably will not be back in the fall. She's retiring from the show and moving on to different positions here at this radio station, but in a couple of months we will have a new host. You're going to have to stay tuned to see who that might be. Kutztown Live is our campus and community interest talk radio magazine. It airs in the fall and the spring every Tuesday from 3 o'clock until 4 o'clock. And during the summer, monthly, usually the second or third Tuesday of the month. And here we are on one of those such days right now. And the main, of course, topic and event with the monthly broadcast of Kutztown Live is having Lori from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce here to talk a little bit about what the Chamber has been up to over the past months and will be up to in the coming month, and to highlight a featured participant in the Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to now turn it over to Lori. Lori, I cannot believe that it's already been a month since you last were here. The summer is just getting away from us too quickly.
It's incredible. And, you know, the summer is a planning and organizing time at the Chamber because our Chamber season begins in September and we publish our directory in January. So there's no shortage of work during the summer months.
I'm sure. All right,
Thanks.
so what have you been up to?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, I'm here to discuss some of our upcoming events, and we have a few special events to mention. First of all, speaking of our breakfast meeting schedule, which begins in September, we're in the process of approving the entire schedule from September through May. But I want to make our listeners aware of our first meeting of the year, which is always held on the third Friday of each month, and that will be on September 21st. Our guests will be Senator David Argel and Senator Judy Schwenk, and our topic will be a legislative update that will be held at the Lyons Fire Company in Lyons. And, of course, that's near DECA, East Penn Manufacturing. Mm-hmm. And if you go to our site at northeastberkschamber.com, you can find all the information about the fall meetings, how to register, the member costs, and the non-member costs. So it's an easy way to get involved and learn more about the Chamber if you're considering joining. Something else that's happening in the fall and has been for the last 5 years is our Shining Star Awards. This year, the event will be held on Wednesday, September 26th, 5:30 to 8:30 at CJ Hummel's in Lenhartsville. And our early bird registration is happening through August the 10th. And the tickets are $50 for individuals or $350 for a table of 8. And in the next week, we'll be rolling out our planned public relations for this event, and we'll be announcing our keynote speaker, our menu, and our slate of awards. So look for that in the next week on our website and our social media sites. Last but not least, we are involved in organizing Evolve Her for a second year at Foligno Estate Vineyard and Winery in Kutztown. That will be held on Thursday, September 13th. And we're involved with PCDFC, SCORE, the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance, and SBA in bringing that program to women entrepreneurs. The cost is $40 to register, and that includes breakfast and lunch and a tremendous program of speakers and panelists. And if you'd like more information about Evolve Her or you'd like to register, you can visit www.pcdfc.com/evolve. It's a great event, and I highly recommend that women business owners consider participating.
Okay.
Today we have one of our newer members as a guest. Alan Robezzoli is from Warnersville. He's just recently moved into an office in Wyomissing. I'm sure he'll share information about that move and his business, which is called Power Marketing International. And Alan joined the Northeast Berks Chamber just a few months ago in April. Welcome, Alan.
Thanks, Lori. Glad to be here.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your family life, perhaps? And I know you're not originally native to Berks County, so how did you arrive here in Berks?
Well, I came to Berks due to a job move, actually. I was hired by Elite Sportswear as their executive vice president of marketing, and that happened in 2001. I moved here from York, Pennsylvania, with my wife Laura and our 3 kids, and I was at Elite from 2001 through 2011.
Now, ironically, when you and I first spoke on the phone, I realized in doing a little bit of research on you after that call that Sally Weaver was a mutual friend of ours.
Right. Yeah, she was my boss.
She was your boss at Elite Sportswear.
Right.
And I know that you've continued to do work with Sally at It's a Gift in West Reading.
Right. We created a brand new website for It's a Gift, kind of a whole new look and feel that is really consistent with the spirit of what they're all about. A great little gift shop and a great cause, and really happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, it is a wonderful nonprofit merchant that really gives back to area nonprofits. It's a great operation. She's really driven the operation and really had a real vision for what that could be. So, kudos to Sally. Now, as you mentioned, you worked for about 10 years at Elite Sportswear, and you had some other jobs in your career. How did all of that prepare you to start your own business, and why did you consider starting a business?
Well, going back, over the years working for different companies, I always had a real strong entrepreneurial drive, and no matter what position I was in, I always had my own business on the side as well, as my wife can tell you. So a lot of days I'd be up till 11, 12 at night working on other things. Among those were another web design company I had back when I was in York. But I really, out of all the jobs I've had, the job in marketing was my favorite. I came up through both IT and operations. So I was VP of operations for another company. And then at Elite, I started out actually as chief operating officer. And eventually when their VP of sales and marketing retired, Sally asked me if I would take over all of sales and marketing. I had been involved with international marketing only prior to that, before Elite. We were growing that business through a strategy that was heavily based on online marketing and expanding through Europe and then Asia, mainly through online marketing plus a team of international distributors. But it was Elite's online presence that actually was the engine behind that. The things we were able to do online just kind of broke open markets very quickly for us.
Now talk about the relationship with Adidas when you were at Elite.
Right. So in 2001, Adidas visited us at Elite and explained that they were considering for the gymnastics wear line that they wanted to get their branding on and start selling, that they were considering 3 different partners: a partner for Asia, a partner for North America, and a partner for Europe. And once we were able to show them at Elite everything we were doing to grow the international business and the way we were doing it, they said, you know what, if you're willing, we would like to give you a worldwide license to be the exclusive manufacturer, marketer, and distributor of all Adidas branded gymnastics wear worldwide for the Olympic cycle that started 2008 to 2012.
That is an amazing opportunity. That's incredible.
I have to give Sally Weaver a lot of the credit for the way that she really opened the doors to the marketing program. We had big ambitious goals, and Sally was totally behind it, funding it. Gave us a lot of room to run. And when the people at Adidas saw what we were doing, they said, in many ways what you're doing online is more sophisticated than what we're doing. And that's really a big part of the reason they gave us that worldwide license at the time.
So you came from a corporate environment, and then how did you segue into your own business?
Well, in 2011, at Elite, I decided it was time to kind of fulfill the lifelong goal and just go into my own business full time. Our youngest daughter was in college at the time, and I figured the risk is pretty low financially. I can afford to take this risk and Laura was behind me on that, and so I took the plunge, started Power Marketing International, and never looked back. So.
And how did you come up with that name?
All right, so I guess there's two pieces of it. The power part, the marketing's obvious, right?
Right.
And the international part. All right, so I had been so involved with growing international business that I thought when I started this, that was going to be my focus, helping small businesses expand internationally. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The word power is kind of like the chief operating officer end of it. And in other words, it's about results. In other words, it's the opposite of smoke and mirrors marketing. It's power marketing. It's like bottom line marketing. So Power Marketing International, just thought it sounded good. PMI for short. So stuck with it.
So where are your clients? You know, you've recently joined the Northeast Berks. I believe you have a client that's not far outside or near our service area, for example. But where are your clients typically?
Yeah, so Lehigh Valley, mostly Berks County, because that's where the business started. I have a couple in Australia, and other than that, you know, scattered mostly along the East Coast. One in Hilton Head, South Carolina, touring business there, but mostly Berks County at this point.
So what's a typical day like for you, Alan?
Well, I try to break it down between sales calls and between research, because it's the kind of job where you have to keep studying and learning all the time. Real big on SEO, search engine optimization. So that takes a lot of studying. And then, you know, meeting with clients and associates, just about building relationships and building the business that way.
What are some of the biggest mistakes that a business makes when vetting a person to design a new website for them?
Well, I think, especially for a small business, the biggest mistake is thinking too small, not thinking of it as part of a larger strategy. So the website really ought to be the central point of all the online marketing, all the digital marketing. Everything comes back to the website at some point. So whether you're running Google AdWords, advertisements, whether you have downloadable reports on your website, whatever it is, it all has to come back to the website. That's only the beginning of the strategy. So you don't want somebody who can just design a website. You want somebody who can implement an ongoing strategy over time to grow your business online. So you really need to think about the whole thing before you get started, instead of just thinking small, like what's the cheapest way I can get a website that I'm not embarrassed of. I mean, some businesses, that's where they are. They hate what they have. They want something that looks good, and that's all they want.
I think we see that often, and we also see websites that haven't been updated for a year. Right.
Sure.
Have you worked with any nonprofit clients, or are you strictly working with for-profit?
Well, I work with a couple nonprofit clients. You mentioned It's a Gift. That's a nonprofit bookstore. And also there's an agency in Reading that helps women adopt and go the adoption route. So that's another one that I work with.
Now, if there's anyone out there who'd like to get in touch with you, Alan, and have a consultation with you about a website or marketing, how can they reach you?
Well, the best way is just to go to powermarketinginternational.com. You can go to the contact page. All the information's there. And be glad to work with you and look forward to it.
And as I said, you just moved into a new office in Spring Township near the Village Shopping Center, right?
Right. It's directly across from the Berks County Chamber of Commerce on Commerce Drive. And it's in the Century 21 building. And about half that building is real estate people and half is everything else. So, yeah, it's a really nice high-energy place to be, and glad to be there. My office is immediately on the left as you go through the main doors. It's easy to find, and a good place to meet. Yeah,
you're very accessible, and although I'm just getting to know you and know your work, I'm very impressed with what you've done with websites that I've looked at. So
I just was looking online at some of your Google reviews. You've got 5 stars right across. People love you.
Thank
you.
I
won't mention names, but Al has done a wonderful job with our website. He keeps us on top of the search engines and is up to date with the latest technology. We have a wonderful partnership with him. Another one, our experience with power marketing is fantastic. Al is top-notch in his field. I've used multiple marketing firms, but without hesitation, Al and his team have brought the deepest understanding and the best communication. So great testimonials there.
Thanks
so
a lot.
I'm sure you're proud of that.
Yeah, I am. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Did you give your website? Give it one more time.
PowerMarketingInternational.com.
Awesome. All right, great. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
We do I didn't mention this off the air, but we do podcast this as well, so you'll be able to listen to this anytime in the future or distribute it as you may.
Great.
All right.
Thanks
Thanks for being a part of the show and for being a part of Kutztown University Radio. Any parting thoughts, Lori, until next month?
We'll see you next month.
See you next month.
Pam Vasilio and Chris Bujak with Continual Impact.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, and thanks for listening to this special off-season edition of Kutztown Live. We'll see you again next month. Mike Regensberger signing out for now.
Thanks.